So what I wanted to talk about today is kind of with what I talked about yesterday is I'm gonna make my life miserable. So what I mean by that is I'm basically gonna cut out all instant gratification habits. And the reason I'm doing that is not just because I need to get rid of them, but I realize that the only way I can actually achieve my goals is to make the goals attractive, right? And the way I'm going to go about doing this is that if I don't have any social media, I don't have any video games, I don't have, anything good, anything exciting to do, then basically my only other choice is to do the work, right? If I don't have video games, if I don't have social media, right, and I only have a book to read, I'm eventually going to get tired of reading the book, right? And my only other option is to do the work. And it's something called doing the hard work by being bored, right? It's not a new idea. It's not very well known. It's not a very well known approach, but I think it's the most effective, right? So I've deleted everything and I've installed an app to stop me from reinstalling it. And the only way I can reinstall it is by putting in a password to disable it. And my mom made the password. So I don't know what the password is and I can't reinstall any of my games or social media. So I can't cheat myself out of this, right? And the only way I can get the password is if I show my mom that I've actually done the work I've set out to do, which is an hour of physics or a physics past paper and reading. So it's a really easy, maybe not easy, but simple way of getting shit done, which I'm going to try out now. And I think it's going to be really effective because I don't have a choice. It's not down to me anymore. It's down to my mother. My mom decides whether I deserve to have the password or not. And she obviously wants the best for me, so she's not going to give in to begging, right? And it's not eliminating all the good things that I enjoy out of my life. It's just getting them out of the way until I've done the hard shit I've set out to do, right? Which I don't see video games as video games and social media as a bad thing, right? I see them as a blockade to you doing the shit you need to do, right? It's you avoiding the things you don't want to do. That's how I see instant gratification, right? You don't want to do the hard work, so you do the fun shit, right? Because it's easy to do. And that's what I want to avoid, right? Because I have goals I want to achieve, and the only way I'm going to do that or achieve those is by making them the most attractive thing I can do, by making it easy for myself to actually do them. So right now, before I can go play games with my friends or reinstall social media, I need to do an hour of physics, right? A physics past paper. And I obviously don't want to do it. I've just had a fucked up rugby session, and I don't have skin where skin used to be, bruises all over my body, and I'm tired. So I really don't want to do that shit. But I have to, right? Because I need to expect myself to do the work even when the conditions aren't perfect. That's I've already spoken about that. Yeah, there's a lot of people on the road and I don't want to record in front of people. I'm still not used to that. Still feel kind of cringy. But yeah, that's the plan. It's foolproof because I don't have a choice. I either read or I message my friends and I wait for them to reply, or I do my schoolwork, right? Or work towards my goals. So I urge you to take this approach because it's no longer in your hands, right? Which isn't really the best way to go about it because you do want to rely on yourself eventually. But if you're in a place where you just can't rely on yourself ever, right? I've tried this for about 2 months now, and honestly for the last 3 years, on and off, on relying on myself, and I've just given in. I've given up. So I'm not going to be a bitch and say I'm gonna keep trying because getting help is a pussy thing to do. I'm gonna use the resources available to myself to achieve my goals. Just find what works. This is probably gonna work for me. I'm not gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. But find what works for you, right? It's really uncomfortable holding this phone up the whole time. So I'm gonna end the video here. Cheers, guys.